here, Japan Fest 2023.
You say it with me. Nippon.
So we talked about the Korean community, the Vietnamese community, and the Chinese community, but there's one big one that I want to talk about, and we're going to talk about it in this video. Konnichiwa, minna-san. In case you didn't know from the greeting, you may have already guessed what today's video is going to be about from just about everything else. I've always wanted to share about the hottest new developments for the Japanese community and Japanese culture in Metro Atlanta. And there's no better time than right now. So whether you love to chow down on some ramen, read a good manga, or collect Japanese cutlery, now's your opportunity to find out more about what Atlanta has to offer you. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, share, but most importantly, reach out to me personally, Tim Trevathan with Tim Trevathan Homes, if you have any thoughts about moving to Atlanta, Georgia, as I've helped many people all across the country look to move here and settle down with their dream home. The history of Japanese Americans go way back, but really it was in the 1950s after the end of World War II and the internment of Japanese American people in the United States when communities started to spread past Hawaii and California to places like Georgia in order to seek new beginnings. Immigrant families started to establish themselves here, opening businesses, places of gathering, and becoming a small part of the larger cultural tapestry. And the Japan-American Society of Georgia was founded in 1982, playing a pivotal role in both fostering cultural exchange and strengthening ties between Japan and Georgia. Since 2005, one of Atlanta's sister cities is Fukuoka, a city located on the island of Kyushu closest to Korea. And ever since, the presence and impact of Japanese culture can be felt reverberating through the Southeast, from the melting pot that is Atlanta, Georgia. Today, the numbers still aren't as high as the West Coast, but Georgia is still home to roughly 22,000 residents who identify as Japanese, most of whom live in Atlanta and the surrounding metro area. If you compare this to other Asia groups in Georgia, like Indian, which has the most at around 172,000, Korean with the second most of 72,900, or Chinese at 69,600, it might not seem very high, but as you'll see, that they are no less influential here. Japanese schools, language programs, and religious services have been becoming more widespread since. The Georgia Japanese Language School is a Hoshu Jugyo Kaku, or an official Japanese weekend school that is sponsored by the government of Japan and operates in Mableton, Georgia, which offers language learning for K-12 students. The International Charter Academy of Georgia is a free, accredited state K-5 charter school that offers dual language courses in both English and Japanese in Peachtree Corners. According to the Consulate General of Japan in Atlanta, there's also Japanese daycare such as a full immersion program for pre-K to second grade at the Omni International School and the Winters Chapel Kindergarten and Daycare Center, which offers instructions in Japanese. Now, if you're interested in attending a church service in Japanese, Reverend Suniyoshi Takeda leads the Westminster Japanese Church in Roswell. There's also the Peachtree Corners Baptist Church, which is partnered with the Atlanta Japanese Baptist Church with Pastor Hiro Sakamaki. Founded in 1977, the Atlanta Soto Zen Center is one of the largest Soto Zen Buddhism centers in North America, where you can practice the art of sitting meditation. The Zen Center of Georgia was started in 1995, and there you can study the art of Rinzai Zen or even take an Aikido class. And let's not forget about the food. The first thing that anyone tends to think of when they think of Japan is all of the incredible, delicious, and unique cuisine that you would think you can't find anywhere else in the world, but look no further than Atlanta, my friends. Let's start at the very beginning with Nakato, a 3-generation family-owned and operated Oshoku restaurant that's been serving the Atlanta community authentic Japanese cuisine since 1972. There, you can participate in a full omakase experience where Chef Yoshifusa Kinjo will take you on a 10-course culinary journey, through the very heart of traditional Japan while dining in a private tatami room that's sure to make you think you've been teleported to a foreign land. Like all of the most authentic sushi restaurants in the US, they overnight their fish fresh from Japan to serve the best of the best. Shoya Izakaya in Doraville is another favorite mainstay for authentic Japanese cuisine. Only open for dinner service like a classic Japanese izakaya bar, they have an absolutely extensive full menu to get the familiar classics like ramen and sushi, and more to discover like okonomiyaki, sazui, chazuki, or a mentaiko omelet. Woo! My Japanese isn't good enough to pronounce these. Go ahead and try everything. I'm sure you'll find a new favorite here because it's been a well-known local favorite since May of 2009. If I could mention one last restaurant that might pique your interest, it has to be Hayakawa, headed by chef Atsushi Hayakawa, whose original restaurant opened in Doraville in 2008. He's recently moved to Howe Mill Road in Atlanta and also won one of Atlanta's only 5 Michelin stars. So if you want to try out an intimate Michelin star level sushi experience, this is the place to do it. He handcrafts every bite of sushi, flown in directly from Toyosu Market in Tokyo, and you're looking for a luxurious premium sushi tasting in the heart of Atlanta? Yeah, this is the place. I couldn't even begin to start listing them all, but there's a few recent additions to the Atlanta roster I'd like to highlight right now. Kura Revolving Sushi has expanded from Doraville in 2017 to Buford near Mall of Georgia in 2023, where you can find a more casual sushi dining experience with a technological twist that kids will love. And even for people like me. If you've never heard of it, this is a must try, and you may even walk away with a special prize if you eat enough plates. Local ramen favorite Okiboru is expanding into Buford too, with a brand new location right in the mall that's set to open in 2024. Fluffy Fluffy is a breakfast and all-day cafe that features Japanese souffle pancakes with a location open in Duluth and one opening in Buford. Kuramen, a New York-based chain of ramen eateries, has recently expanded to Atlanta with 2 open in Swanee and Sandy Springs, and a 3rd opening up in Duluth. If you haven't had enough of omakase, there are 2 brand new places open. M by Tasuku Murakami in Buckhead and Omakase by Yoon in Dunwoody. And for general sushi fare, try Brush Sushi, recently moved and reopened from Decatur to Buckhead Village. Woo! I am out of breath already. Leave a comment below if there's any place I've missed that's worth checking out. Who knows, it might have opened up between the making of the release of this video, because this has become a hotbed for small businesses here in Atlanta. In fact, a recent article stated that we are the #1 ranked in the country for small business creation. But it isn't just places to eat that are opening up. There are more and more places to shop too. There have always been Asian markets and stores like H Mart that sold Japanese products, and there were always Japanese-owned groceries dotting the map around the area like Old Mainstay Tomato Japanese grocery store, which has 2 locations in Marietta and Norcross and has been around in operation for over 30 years. You can find your favorite snacks, drinks, dry goods, frozen food, and even prepared foods there. If you've ever wanted to try making your own sushi at home, you can pick up sushi grade, ready cut fresh fish. Try out their huge selection of instant noodles or mochi, or maybe even take home a hot bento box prepared in store. It'll definitely remind you of the convenience stores in Tokyo. Depending on where you are, you may be closer to the more recently opened Gohan Market in Peachtree Corners, or perhaps if you're closer to Midtown, Wagaya Grocery. Gohan Market also has a small cafe inside where you can find ramen and tonkatsu bowls, as well as a southern-inspired chicken karaage pop-up on the weekends. Nowadays, imported Japanese lifestyle goods like kitchenware and beauty products are booming in popularity too. And you can bet there's plenty to find in stores like Tesso, Ebisu, and Tokyo Kuma, all in Duluth. If you've been to New York City in the past year, you might recognize Tesso and Ebisu, both opening their first stores in Flushing, New York in 2017 and 2022 respectively, with the focus on high quality but low cost products from Japan. Aside from Teso's incredible floor space and wall-to-wall aisles of merchandise, there's also specialty crane games that feel like they are lifted straight from the arcades of Akihabara. If you're more interested in art and the written word, you have to check out Kinokuniya in Johns Creek. Did you know that the first store was opened in 1927 in the Shinjuku district of Tokyo? Their first US location was in San Francisco in 1969, but their latest was right here in Atlanta in 2023. They have so much to offer in terms of Japanese literature, manga, art books, and an absolutely dazzling gift selection. Be sure to check out their special Studio Ghibli selection if you're a fan of Hayao Miyazaki's works. It may also be worth mentioning that Miniso is opening 2 stores, one in Sugarloaf Mills Mall and one in Mall of Georgia, where you can find affordable specialty goods inspired by various Japanese lifestyle brands. This one's just for the model enthusiasts, but if you're a fan of Gundam, there's an incredible store in Cumming, Georgia called the Gundam Place, where you can find wall-to-wall selections of the coolest models for all of your favorite Gundam robots. All right, if you've stuck with me this far into the video, then I know for a fact that you can't get enough of Japan. And guess what? I've saved the best for last. Atlanta is host to many events all throughout the year that'll scratch that festival itch. Japan Fest is an annual cultural celebration of all things Japan, traditional and modern, and at this 2-day event, you can experience everything from sumo wrestling and samurai demonstrations to traditional music and dance performances. There are hundreds of vendors for food and merchandise, showcases for local organizations that specialize in all kinds of hobbies, such as language courses, bonsai gardens, and even koi fish. Take a look at the local art, meet and greet with Japanese businesses, and take your kids to enjoy traditional festival games. It'll be a weekend you won't forget. In fact, I have some friends that live out of state in Alabama and Tennessee. They come annually to Duluth, Georgia just to come to this event, Japan Fest. It's that great. Now, don't think I've forgotten you anime fans out there. Atlanta is home to the very popular MomoCon and Anime Week in Atlanta, 2 of the biggest anime conventions in the Southeast. There's so much to explore once you get past the door. There's trivia competitions, dance contests, voice actor signings, workshops, and karaoke. The best part has to be all of the incredible cosplay you'll see just being immersed in the crowd of fellow anime lovers. Small businesses, local vendors, and artists line a packed room of stalls where you can get merchandise of all kinds to cater to your favorite characters and styles. No matter what you're into, there's something here for everyone. Well, what do you think? We went through a lot today, and if there's anything you'd like more information on, don't hesitate to reach out. I love talking about what's the latest and greatest in my neighborhood and what Atlanta has to offer. And there's always more to come, but whether it's the culinary highlights or the cultural milestones, the most important thing to remember is that it's all about the people. None of this could be possible without the dedicated struggle of the first immigrants or the hard work of their children and those who followed. So come down and join us. If you're looking to make a move to Georgia, I am your guy, your real estate agent who can help you find your dream home, settle down in Atlanta, and you can be immersed in all of this amazing Japanese culture that Atlanta has to offer. Until then, see you on the next video.